How's it going, guys? I don't want this video to be another Twitch bashing session video. I know those are super popular. I've done a couple critical videos against Twitch myself. Twitch is kind of everyone's favorite punching bag at the moment, but it just feels like for the last 2 years, every time Twitch has acknowledged something or addressed something, it's really just given us insight into how little direction they have and how difficult it's going to be for them to really compete much longer. But maybe this time, when addressing something as serious as DMCA, maybe they'll have something valuable to say.
Chat is pinching you right now, just so you know. So you've been
Hey, before we get started, can I just give a huge thank you to the sponsor of this video, Keeps.com/alphagaming. If you gamers weren't aware, 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness before the age of 35. Keeps offers the best solution to this. Prevent the hair loss before it starts, and do so at an affordable rate. This is something you can do because Keeps offers the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there. It's possible you've tried them before, just never at this price. Plus, you can get treated right from home. Thanks to Keeps, you can skip the doctor's office, which probably a good idea during the pandemic, and instead you can visit a doctor online and have the hair loss medication delivered right to your home. They even make it easy and have it automatically delivered every 3 months. Keeps treatments typically take about 4 to 6 months for you to start seeing results, so the sooner you start using it, the more hair you save. If you're ready to take action to prevent hair loss, go to Keeps.com/alphagaming or just click the link in the description below and you'll save 50% off your first order. That's KEEPS/alphagaming. Look, Twitch got hit with something they weren't prepared for about 9 months ago. Probably one of the biggest hits to the streaming industry that's happened. In my opinion, even a bigger hit than the Mixer shutdown. Record labels started issuing mass copyright strikes to streamers for using their music without licenses. Before we can talk about this, it is important that you know Twitch is not the one issuing these strikes. This is not a Twitch deciding to crack down moment. DMCA is a law, and these strikes are actual legal litigation issued by the owners or the record labels, the owners of the music themselves. Twitch is just the one who is obligated by law to pass along that strike to the channel. That distinction needs to be made. This isn't like a Twitch versus Facebook versus YouTube. This is a federal law. But where they differ from other platforms is how Twitch handles it. How do they respond to this massive issue that's taking out their creators? And watching how they handle a problem this big is a good indicator of how they handle other problems within the company. So it's super important that we watch them. And how they've handled it so far has been pretty bad. So let's take a look at the live stream that happened a couple days ago where they addressed the problems and they proposed and shared their solutions. At least eventually they did, because the first 10 minutes of the entire video started off like this.
You know, what is that special moment that you remember from Twitch, or who are, maybe a streamer or creator that you really enjoy watching? Do you have any? One of the reasons why I wake up every day and I love to do the job that I'm doing is because of creators.
They talked for like literally almost 10 minutes about who their favorite streamers were and why Twitch is so great. It almost felt like they were trying to inject a positive vibe into this thing that's made everybody so mad at Twitch. But yeah, as everyone was sitting there begging Twitch to give us the answers we've been waiting for, it's almost like they just tried to make us forget. Like they were expecting us to sit there and go, oh yeah, Twitch is really great. It's kind of weird. By the way, you'll catch on, weird is gonna kind of be the central theme of this whole thing. I guess weird and sad. But next they talked about the team that was assigned to the DMCA issue. They kept referring to them as the Tiger team, and they started off by talking about the team's accomplishments in the area.
This team was responsible for shipping some of the updates that we've spoken about previously, using Audible Magic to detect copyrighted content in clips, the mass clips deletion tool, allowing editors to manage clips on creators' behalf. This was all work done by the Tiger team, and they'll continue working on this problem throughout the year.
It was kind of weird that he talked about that with like a positive spin, when really he was just admitting that the only thing the team has done is give us a tool that helped us nuke all of our clips. And by the way, that took them like 4 months to release. You remember, right? A single streamer created a mass deletion tool, not only better, but faster than Twitch, like less than half the time it took Twitch to do it. So not really off to a great start. But then they address the first like real thing that they're adding, which is a notification within Twitch letting you know that you've gotten a DMCA strike when you get one. And by the way, if it seems like I'm being a little bit negative or harsh, it's because the initial DMCA wave was back in June, more than 9 months ago. Women literally create new humans inside their bodies faster than Twitch can create a notification for their streamers when they get a literal career-ending strike on their channel. And like, I'm glad that Twitch is doing this. This is an important tool, but it feels a little disheartening to watch them pat themselves on the back when they're doing, like, I would say the bare minimum, but this is like below the bare minimum. It's this lack of direction that I feel is going to eventually kill Twitch. It did get a little bit better after that, at least for a couple minutes. They added a neat tool on your dashboard that lets you know how many strikes your channel has, so you can always refer to that. They're working on some kind of DMCA dashboard that lets you know who issued the copyright strike, how to contact them and appeal the strike if you feel like it's unjust. It's a little weird that this has taken longer than 9 months, but okay. You can now unpublish, which is like YouTube's unlisting, or delete all of your VODs with a single click, or even do up to 20 at a time, I believe, on Twitch's content dashboard.
This is a pretty big improvement for any creator.
It's true. These are a nice improvement. It's just they've been on YouTube for like over a decade now. And then they got to a part that really bugged me, because that's when they brought up multi-track audio. Again, they brought it up a couple times. If you're not familiar with multi-track audio, essentially you can send your game and voice and teammate sound on one audio track and your music on a second track. And so when you're watching live, you hear the background music, but then when the stream is saved as a VOD, the music is actually removed. And the problem I have with that is it doesn't keep you safe. Playing unlicensed music, even just during the live portion, is still a DMCA violation, and you can get a strike for it, and you will get a strike for it. So them bringing this up during a conversation about DMCA feels a little bit dishonest, because it's giving their viewers a false sense of security, letting them think that if they use this multi-track magic that they are safe from copyright strikes, when they're not. It's a lot like Twitch saying, hey streamers, you know that 7-Eleven down the street that you've really wanted to rob? Well, we just happened to take out all the security cameras, without really acknowledging that it's still a crime, and if any of the streamers get caught in the middle of the act, they're gonna be seriously punished. So Twitch, your multi-track audio is a really cool tool for people that want to be able to edit their streams without the music baked into it later, maybe for YouTube videos, but please stop bringing it up during DMCA talks. That is deceptive at best. So then Twitch went into the Q&A portion, and at that point I just kind of felt sad. Really, if you were to bake this entire presentation down, all they really talked about were different ways to delete your content that might have music in it. And I'm not super mad at Twitch for the whole DMCA thing. Like, they didn't start it, and there's not really a great solution to it without, you know, penning a huge deal with major record labels or building an entire copyright infrastructure into your site. My problem is that this is kind of all we've seen from Twitch for a really long time. Like, do you remember a couple of years ago when they would go on stage every TwitchCon and they would announce like 3 or 4 or 10 massive new features for streamers? People were excited to be on Twitch back then. They were completely innovating the live streaming space. To remain a place where content creators are excited to be on, Twitch, just like all the other social media platforms, have to focus on 2 things. The first is innovation, constantly making the platform a more entertaining place for people to be, giving creators more tools, building more options for people to engage in and discover people on the platform, more ways to consume the content itself. The second is platform maintenance, which is what they're trying to do here, right? Solve the problems, put out the fires, listen to their users, and fix what needs to be fixed. The problem is, for the past 2 years, Twitch has done literally 0 of the first one. There is still 0 discoverability on the platform. There is 0 browsable content. In fact, the only kind of content that had potential to be browsable and discoverable, which is clips, have now become more dangerous, and all they've done is given us a tool to delete all our clips. So not only is Twitch not moving forward in this super important aspect of social media, but they're actually like net moving backwards. They're at a loss right now because we've lost a feature that we need. And as for platform maintenance, they're doing stuff, right? They're bringing up DMCA and abuse and harassment on the website, but just they're only kind of halfway solving it. Like with how large the DMCA problem is on Twitch, their solutions are surprisingly weak, especially with how much time they've had to fix it and how much little else they've accomplished on the site. How is this all you've done? Meanwhile, YouTube, who by the way is also not perfect, they've had their share of issues like this, I'm aware of that, but they are making plays right and left. They are adding so many features to help their creators get discovered and help people consume all different types of content, especially with the new Shorts beta that was just added to it. Just a whole new way for creators to reach an audience, and that is blowing YouTubers up right now. It just makes me a little bit sad. These moments show me that either Twitch doesn't know how to run a social media platform efficiently, or worse, they do know how and they've stopped trying. I don't know, maybe the first one is worse. Really, both of them lead to a platform dying. I say this after every video. I would love to see Twitch turn it around and really compete against YouTube. The moment YouTube has no competition is the moment YouTube stops trying. So please, Twitch, fix whatever mess is happening on the back end. Get back on your feet again and start making some cool moves. We'd all love to see it. And as always, happy streaming. Oh, and by the way, if you want to talk more about this, you feel like there's something I'm missing, feel free to jump into my Twitch chat. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. I'll see you there.